Upon entering the building, Rita is greeted by a nun. They sit across from each other as the nun explains that the facility was founded to support unwed mothers and other women with nowhere else to turn. She adds that Rita's generous donation will help continue this mission. Rita listens without much reaction until a voice interrupts them. "Pardon me, it is Rosalie Amber. May I come in?" A voice says from outside. "Come in," replies the nun. As she waits, Rita thinks, "So we finally meet Rosalie Amber." Rosalie enters the room with steady steps, the sound of her heels carrying across the floor. She stands composed, head slightly bowed, hands clasped. Rita notes her distant air at first glance. "Lady Verta, it has been some time. We met 3 years ago at Duke Shade's estate, though it was so long ago you may not recall. I am pleased we have reunited through volunteer work," Rosalie says with a faint smile. "A true pleasure, Lady Rosalie," Rita replies, returning the smile. "May I ask if I seemed distant just now?" Rosalie asks after a pause. "Many people mistake my expression for one of displeasure." She's more sensitive than she appears, Rita observes. "Ah, I see. Not to worry. I thought no such thing. Lady Rosalie," Rita reassures her. "Please, just call me Rosalie. May I call you Verta?" she asks. "Of course," Rita answers warmly. They walk through the building together, Rita quietly observing the children playing nearby. As they climb a staircase, Rosalie speaks again. "Perhaps because I inquire about their work or care for them as a nurse, many residents say I feel like a daughter or a close sister to them. Girls like this irritate me to no end." Rita thinks with a small smile, glancing downward briefly. "Lady Rosalie, do you truly care so much about what others think of you?" Rita asks, leaning against the railing. "Pardon?" Rosalie responds, turning to face her. "What do you mean?" "Usually, people express their own thoughts rather than quoting others. Don't you think so?" Rita says lightly. "If you doubt my sincerity, you can ask the residents," Rosalie says, her hands clasped. "Oh my, did it seem like I was accusing you? You misunderstand. I only meant to praise your attentiveness," Rita says, taking Rosalie's hands, surprising her. "Lady Verta," Rosalie says with a small smile, pulling her hands free, "I do not trouble myself with others' opinions. We have but one life. Why live it caring what others think?" "Indeed," Rita replies brightly. "Why is she saying this? Does she dislike me?" Rosalie wonders, feeling tense. "I believe listening to others is important and can be rewarding," Rosalie says, her voice steady but uneasy. "Is that so?" "In what way?" Rita asks. "One can only understand another's needs by listening carefully. Sometimes, just listening can bring someone comfort." "Indeed," Rita agrees. "But," Rita continues, holding Rosalie's hand tightly, "if someone is liked simply because they listen, how are they different from a dog?" she whispers. Rosalie freezes, her face going pale. Rita feels her trembling but maintains her calm. "I have yet to meet all the residents, but everyone seems fond of you," Rita says, loosening her grip but not releasing Rosalie's hand. "I hope I can become a good person like you, Lady Rosalie." "I look forward to it, Verta," Rosalie says softly, lowering her gaze. "As soon as I meet her fiancé, my business here is done," Rita thinks with a grin. "I wonder how she'll react if her fiancé is taken from her. No doubt she'll cry miserably." 2 weeks later, back at the charity building, Rosalie helps a pregnant woman, Margot, try on clothes. "Margot, you don't do well in the heat, do you?" Rosalie says, offering her a lightweight dress. "You're an angel, Miss Rosalie. You even brought summer clothes," Margot exclaims, full of gratitude. "It's no trouble," Rosalie replies with a smile. Nearby, Rita listens quietly. "Margot?" Rita thinks, recognizing her. The one abandoned by her pimp when she became pregnant. "I'm sorry, Miss Rosalie. I break out in rashes when I wear rough fabrics like linen," Margot says apologetically. "The nerve," Margot thinks inwardly. "Oh, forgive me. I had it made with linen based on the boutique's recommendation. What fabrics work better for you?" Rosalie asks, sincerely apologetic. Margot smiles slyly, preparing to answer, when Rita steps in. "Rosalie, for people with delicate skin like Margot, it's often better to continue wearing what they're used to rather than new clothes," Rita says casually. "Is that so?" Rosalie responds, relieved. Then, turning to Margot, she adds, "Interesting, Margot. Linen troubles you, but coarse russet suits you just fine." How does she know what commoner fabrics are made of? Margot fumes silently. Nothing has gone right since she showed up. This will be entertaining, Rita thinks, studying Margot. Outside, John watches from under a tree as Margot stomps by, muttering curses. Those bitches, Margot hisses, kicking a tree. If we were outside, I'd beat them senseless. John, hidden in the shade, watches quietly. Looking down on me because of my situation? Rosalie. Margot grumbles, her anger boiling over. Just you wait. A few days later at Alberhart Castle, Rita relaxes as two maids, Jana and Sana, massage her. You seem to be in good spirits today, miss, Jana says. I am, Rita replies. John shared some interesting news with me. She observes Sana, who massages her legs. More skilled than Jana, but a gossip, Rita notes. Miss, you've grown close with Marquise Amber's daughter recently, haven't you? Sana asks. Yes, we volunteer together. Why? Rita answers. I saw Miss Amber recently at the jeweler's. She and her fiancé seemed to be arguing during a ring fitting, Sana says calmly. Is that so? Rita responds, her smile brightening. Sana continued sharing details with Rita, describing the man's anger and Rosalie Amber's flustered attempts to calm him. My, I simply don't understand it, Rita said, covering her mouth in feigned shock. What could possibly drive a man to make such a public scene? You are loath to accept a shabby wedding present from me. Is that it? My reputation be damned. All you do is clean up after bar wenches, Sana quoted, her voice trembling with the memory. An imbecile with an inferiority complex, Rita thought silently. Thank you, Sana, she said aloud. You deserve an allowance. Take the day off tomorrow and enjoy the city with Jana. Sana's face brightened. Thank you, miss. Jana chimed in beside her. A few days later, Rita visited the charity building again, searching for Rosalie. Where could she be? Rita wondered, checking each hallway. Finally, she found herself in front of the study, the only room left unchecked. Quietly, she pushed the door open. The hinges creaked softly. Inside, she spotted a figure asleep on the sofa. Rosalie? She called out, stepping closer, only to realize with surprise that it was Prince Van Brandt. Prince Van Brandt? Rita stared, stunned. Did he come to inspect the facility? She leaned in, noticing his handsome features. His hand twitched, his expression twisted in discomfort. Is he having a nightmare? Rita thought, concerned. She gently shook his shoulder. Your Highness, please wake up, she said softly. He stirred but didn't wake. Prince Van Brandt, please! Rita urged again, shaking him a little more firmly. Suddenly, the prince grabbed Rita's arm and pulled her against him, still unconscious. Rita froze, feeling his burning temperature against her skin. He's much too hot, she realized with worry. Your Highness, you'll overheat if you stay like this, she said, trying again to rouse him. In his nightmare, Prince Brandt knelt before the dying king, his elder brother. Blood stained the scene, and the king's weak voice called out, Van, my sweet younger brother. Brother, Prince Brandt whispered, clutching his hand tightly. Protect him, my son. The king rasped before falling still. Panic gripped Prince Brandt as shadows crept toward him. Hands emerged from the darkness, pulling him down. Reaching out blindly, he grabbed hold of a glowing golden rope, saving himself from the fall. A warm, sweet scent surrounded him as the shadows dispersed. What a lovely smell. Prince Brandt slowly opened his eyes to find Lady Verta hovering close. Lady Verta? He murmured, disoriented. Another dream? He wondered, but her presence was real. His hand still resting against her, he pulled her closer absent-mindedly. To appear so often in a man's dreams is quite unreasonable, Lady Verta, he said quietly, half amused, half dazed. He closed his eyes briefly, feeling the lingering warmth. At that moment, his butler arrived, offering him water. Your Highness, if Miss Alberhart hadn't intervened, you might have suffered from dehydration. Prince Brandt accepted the cup, his mind finally clearing. So it wasn't a dream, he realized, feeling the flush of embarrassment creeping up his neck. The one who found you was Miss Alberhart, the butler reminded him gently. Prince Brandt went silent, still holding the cup, his cheeks reddening as the full weight of what had happened sank in. Rita gracefully descended the Charity Foundation staircase and encountered Margot by chance. Greeting her warmly, Rita noticed Margot acting uncomfortably and tried to engage her in conversation. Rita pointed out a red hairpin Margot was wearing, recognizing it as a gift from Rosalie Amber. Margot proudly explained the pin came from Rosalie, subtly defending herself against any accusations of theft. Rita, amused, teased Margot about the pin clashing with her green hair, saying it made her look like a carrot. Though angered, Margot kept her composure. Rita then shifted the topic, mentioning a woman named Lena from Margot's old neighborhood who was getting married to a man with shiny, golden hair, Paul. Hearing Paul's name visibly upset Margot, who quickly fled the building in anger, which Rita observed with satisfaction. Later, in the kitchen, Rita found Rosalie carefully wrapping cookies as a gift for Margot. When asked, Rosalie explained how Margot came to the Foundation months ago after a troubled past involving the red light district and being abandoned while pregnant. Rita, however, doubted Margot's sincerity, sensing greed behind her story. Concerned, Rita suggested they find Margot, mentioning she had seen her sleeping outside and might risk dehydration. Rosalie agreed, and they quietly approached the garden. There, they overheard Margot, unaware of their presence, venting her anger toward Rita and Paul. Margot spoke bitterly about Rosalie's gift, mocked her kindness, and said hateful things about her unborn child, even suggesting she would sell or harm the child depending on its gender. Horrified, Rosalie wanted to leave immediately, but Rita calmed her and listened further. Rosalie was deeply shaken, realizing Margot's true nature, while Rita quietly reflected on Rosalie's naivety. After witnessing Margot's true character, Rita and Rosalie returned indoors. Rosalie, overwhelmed with emotion, admitted she often gave to others without expecting anything, yet repeatedly ended up hurt. She confessed her poor judgment in people, crying openly. Rita, though outwardly calm, agreed bluntly, pointing out Rosalie's need for praise and how it made her vulnerable to exploitation. Rita warned her that unless she changed, the cycle would repeat endlessly. When Rita tried to leave, Rosalie pleaded with her, asking for help and to be her friend. Rita paused, smiled faintly, and left. A few days later, at Alberhart Manor, John delivered a newsletter Rita had requested. Rita recalled how John had helped expose Margot's secret. She rewarded him with a bonus before reading the paper. The headline revealed that Paul, Margot's former lover, had been killed by a pregnant woman the day before his wedding. The culprit, presumed to be Margot, would remain in custody until after childbirth, with life imprisonment expected. Rita, frustrated by the light sentence, thought execution would have been more fitting. Yersha then visited Rita, bringing flowers sent by an afternoon guest. The flowers reminded Rita of Prince Van Brandt, whom she had previously encountered. Curious, Rita had Yersha sit and showed her a picture of a man, asking for her opinion. Yersha confirmed the rosario was ready, part of an undisclosed plan Rita was orchestrating. Later, Rita met Prince Brandt, who apologized deeply for his past behavior, blaming it on an illness. Rita noticed his flustered reaction to her and began to suspect he might harbor feelings for her. She gently reassured him and invited him for a walk in the garden. While walking, Rita mentioned the tulips he had sent, expressing her happiness. Observing Prince Brandt blush, Rita teasingly asked if he was feeling unwell. When he denied it, she leaned closer, touching his face under the pretense of concern, inwardly confirming her suspicions that he was indeed attracted to her. "I'm afraid I must take my leave. Thank you for agreeing to see me today. Until next time, Lady Verta," Prince Brandt said, turning to leave. But Rita caught his shirt, stopping him. Their eyes locked. "Ver. Please, just call me Ver, Prince Brandt," she said with a smile, leaving him stunned. Flustered, Prince Brandt turned away quickly and hurried off. "There he goes, running off again," Rita thought, brushing her hair aside. No need to waste time thinking about it. A few days later, Rita arrived at the Amber estate. As she stepped down from the carriage, assisted by John, she was greeted by Rosalie Amber, who beamed happily. "Welcome, Ver. I'm so happy you've come," Rosalie said, rushing to hug her tightly. "Not at all. Thank you for inviting me, Rose," Rita replied warmly. "Quick, let's go inside," Rosalie said, taking Rita's hand. "It's been so long since I've invited a friend over. I'm buzzing with excitement." This is all thanks to Margot, Rita thought with a small smile. Inside, they walked through the grand hallway. "If the estate is this beautiful, I can't even imagine what dinner will look like," Rita said, admiring the surroundings. "My family is looking forward to meeting you," Rosalie told her. "Rose, what is your younger sister Lily like?" Rita asked curiously. "She's not yet 10 years old, and she's unbelievably cute and lovable. Like a little chick," Rosalie replied. "Is that so? Does she resemble you or your father?" Rita asked. "She mostly takes after my mother. That's why I'm sure she'll become an absolute beauty. My mother is very beautiful, you see." Rosalie said, smiling. That beautiful mother. Felicia Carter, the elder sister who once competed with Proud Carter for the Marquis title. For someone forced into marriage, she seems to be living quite happily, Rita thought to herself. We commissioned a family portrait about 2 years ago. Would you like to see it? Rosalie offered. Sure, Rita replied, smiling brightly. Here it is, Rosalie said, leading Rita to a large portrait hanging on the wall. Rita examined Felicia Carter's face carefully. They're siblings, after all. She does resemble Carter in some ways, that utter prick, Rita thought, keeping her expression neutral. My mother is quite the beauty, isn't she? When I first met her, I thought she was a princess, Rosalie said proudly. Are there any portraits of your fiancé, Nathan? Rita asked softly. Rose, your fiancé will also be joining us for dinner, right? Yes. You're a dear friend to me, so I want you two to meet. It's been 2 weeks since I last saw him, Rosalie said, smiling. It's obvious she developed a one-sided crush on Nathan, following him around and abandoning any sense of dignity, Rita thought, observing her. A maid approached them gently. Miss, dinner is ready to be served, she said. Will I finally meet Nathan? Considering I've been doing charity for 3 weeks just to see his stupid face, Rita thought, feeling oddly optimistic. Shall we, Ver? Rosalie asked, smiling. Let's. I look forward to meeting everyone, Rita responded. At the dining table, the family and Rita ate quietly. The meal was sumptuous. Everything is perfect, except for one thing, Rita thought, rubbing her full stomach. That damn Nathan Hector, she thought, glancing at Rosalie. A maid approached Rosalie, whispering something into her ear. Anything at all? Rosalie asked quietly. No, miss. I'm so sorry, the maid whispered back. How strange. He promised he would come, Rosalie said, her face falling. Suddenly, a knock interrupted dinner. Please excuse the interruption, Miss Rosalie, a butler said as he entered. He placed an envelope beside Rosalie with a bow. Rosalie opened it and read silently. Her eyes widened. Excuse me? My apologies, she said abruptly before dashing out of the dining room. Rosalie, Rita called after her, tense. But Rosalie didn't respond. No matter how upset she is, how could she leave the friend she invited like this? It's so awkward, Rita thought. It is an honor to have you visit the Amber estate, Lady Verta, Marquise Amber said tensely. I will reproach my daughter later for her rude behavior. There's no need, Your Excellency. I'm Rosalie's friend. I should be thanking her for the kindness she has shown me today, Rita said politely, smiling. Felicia Carter, looking unimpressed, spoke. Rose will return once she regains her composure. If you'd like, shall we have a cup of tea? She offered. They do say you lose some. You win some. I came to meet Nathan, but ended up with private time with Felicia instead. What a wonderful opportunity, Rita thought, smiling. I would love to. It would be an honor, Lady Amber, Rita said with a soft smile. Later, in Felicia Carter's parlor, the two women sat facing each other, teacups placed in front of them. I cannot even recall how many years it has been since Rose last invited a friend to our estate, Felicia said, sipping her tea. Thank you for befriending that child. Please, there's no need to thank me. Ties between friends are said to be woven by the goddess herself, Rita replied calmly. Although I'm not Rose's biological mother, I've watched her grow for over 10 years now. Many have tried to use her, taking advantage of her soft heart. She's been hurt again and again, but she never tires of chasing after affection, Felicia said, her sharp eyes studying Rita carefully. I may be good at reading people, but this woman is an enigma. Whether she truly likes or dislikes Rosalie, I cannot tell, Rita thought. Would you also like me to lightly polish a second version where the dialogue sounds even a little more noble, but still faithful?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the recap, don't forget to like the video and subscribe.